Okay, everyone, we're gonna try this again here. So, if you've watched videos 1 through 4, you've gotten to the point where you have created an assembly drawing or just a completed model of your medicine cabinet. And what the following 2 videos will focus on is creating tags or layers for your medicine cabinet for different views of it. So I'm going to create, this will be like my assembly layer here, and I'm going to create 2 more copies off to the side, one being an exploded view, showing how all of the parts kind of come together in my medicine cabinet, all my components. So basically, I'm going to explode out all of my components and show how they get pieced together. And that'll be one of the views here. So I'll create a layer or a tag for that we can toggle on and off. And then I'll create a layer and a tag for a layer or a tag for my dimensions view as well. So I'm going to make 2 copies of this to start. Okay, so let's start there. I'm going to click on this. Now, if you don't have this all as one big group, okay, so you have like when you click, all you get is the individual components. What I want you to do is just create a selection window around your medicine cabinet. Right click. Now mine's already a group, but you're gonna click on Make Group. Okay. So that when you click on it, it's all one piece here. So I'm gonna make 2 copies of this. So I'm gonna hit the Move tool, M on my keyboard, and to make a copy and not just move this one, I'm going to hold Alt Option on my Mac. If you're on a PC or Chromebook, just press Control. So I'm going to press Alt Option for me. And you can see that little plus sign shows up beside that Move tool where my cursor is. And I'm going to click on this corner and let's just move it 10 feet out. So I'm just going to start to move it and then watch the bottom right. I'll type 10 feet, so 10 apostrophe. So we're moving it 10 feet out. Let's pan across. And again, make another copy. So I'm just going to press, by the way, to switch to my selection tool, I just press spacebar. It's a really good shortcut. Now again, I press Alt, so press Move, M, press Alt Option on my Mac, Control on your PC or Chromebook, and let's make a copy and slide that out again 10 feet. So there's actually, let's not do that one yet. Let's just stick with these 2. And like, I know that I'm going to make another video where I show the dimension one. Okay, so let's just stick with these 2 as of now. Next, I'm going to click on this here, and I'm going to click on the tags button. Okay, formerly it was called layers, now it's called tags. So I'm going to click on that, and you can see that the current tag is an untagged layer. Well, I need to create some tags. I keep using the word layer, but I'm going to try to stick to using the word tag. So I'm going to create some tags. One being assembly, another being exploded, and then another being dimension. And to create a tag, all you have to do is come underneath the tags heading. You'll see a plus button. Okay, for create tag, press it. Let's create an assembly tag. And you want to create all your tags right from the beginning. Okay, it's just something that you've got to do. Even though I'm not working with the dimensions tag right now, trust me, make the tag right from the beginning. Even though there is no like dimensions, I didn't like drag a new part over here. Still make your dimensions tag, okay? So I'm gonna now what it gives us the power to do is like hide all of these tags. Now you can see basically toggle on and off these tags, right? So now you can see here that I have selected this first medicine cabinet and its current tag is untagged, okay? You're gonna click on that and you're going to change it. You want it to be called the assembly tag. So you click on assembly and you can now see that it says current tag is assembly. So when I unhide or when I hide the assembly view or the assembly tag, it disappears. right? So that's the power of tags, is you can toggle items on and off. And then what you can do is create a scene. So you can toggle things on and off, and you can create a scene for a particular part that you want to zoom in on. Okay? And what a scene does is it does just that, is wherever you are on your screen, you can create a scene, and it'll create a little button for that scene, and it'll zoom right into that scene where you kind of set your screen. You'll see what I mean by that. It'll make sense once I create a scene. But all you need to know right now is the power of tags is you want to set tags to items so you can toggle them on and off. So let's set this now. This is on my assembly tag. What's this one on? This one is currently on untagged. So again, click on it and click. This is going to be my exploded tag. Okay? So now when I hide my exploded tag, it disappears. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead now and I'm going to hide this right now. So I'm not going to create my scenes yet. Okay? I'm not going to create my scenes yet. I'll explain scenes in a bit. I'm going to hide my assembly view right now because I want to focus on my exploded tag here. Okay, I want to focus on this. I'm going to explode this all out. Okay, so I'm going to show how all of this kind of explodes. So watch what I mean by that. Let's just kind of zoom out a little bit. And first thing is I need to explode. Right now I can't edit anything because it's one solid group. So what you're going to do is right click and go to edit group. Sorry, not edit group, my bad. So right click and explode. That takes you back into the individual components that you can now edit, and it's not one solid group anymore. Okay? All right, so let's work on kind of moving these parts all apart. So let's start with the door frame. Okay, so I'm going to select the top part of the frame, my side, my bottom, and my left. Okay, and I'm going to hit the move tool, M, and I'm going to grab a corner. I don't want to make a copy, but I'm going to grab a corner, click, drag out my door frame, and make sure you're dragging it straight out. So you want to find the green axis in that case. There it is there. And you can force the green axis by just pressing the left arrow key. Okay, and now it won't go on any other axis besides green. Let's drag that out 4 feet. So watch the bottom right corner, 4 apostrophe. Okay. Next, let's drag out, so switch back to my selection tool by pressing spacebar. And let's select the mirror. Let's drag out the mirror. So click the mirror, press M for move. Click. Again, force the green axis by pressing the left arrow key. Let's bring it out maybe, let's say 3.5 feet. 3.5 apostrophe. Okay. Next, let's bring out the back panel that goes behind the mirror. So again, spacebar. Okay, click on the back panel, M for move, and let's drag that out. I don't know, let's say 2.5 feet. Now let's say 3 feet. Make sure you're on the green axis. 3 apostrophe. Okay. Now I made a little mistake in my assembly here. So switch back. I have these lines that I needed to delete, so I'm just going to delete them now. I'm going to click on them, hit delete. You could also use the eraser tool. Okay, let's get rid of that. We don't need those lines there. Okay, let's continue exploding this. I'm going to go a little bit faster here. So I'm going to click this one, M for move, and drag it out. This time I need to snap to the red axis, so press the right arrow key. And let's drag that out 3 feet. Okay, spacebar, click, M, and let's drag this one out. Again, red axis, press the right arrow key, 3 feet. Okay, spacebar, let's do the crown molding. Click, M for move. Let's drag that up 3 feet on the blue axis. Okay. Spacebar, Let's choose this part right here, M for move. This time, let's do this one, I don't know, let's go. Make sure you're on the green axis, 2 feet. Okay, and a couple more, space bar, let's do this back panel, M for move. Let's drag that out. Again, green axis, okay, because you want to go straight back. 3 feet. Okay, and then last but not least, this bottom plate here, select, click, M on the blue axis. Again, let's go 3 feet. Maybe that's too far. Let's go 2 feet. Okay, so there you have it. Now if I orbit around, I have a fully exploded view of my medicine cabinet. So somebody who's getting this model can kind of get an idea how all the pieces fit together. Okay, so you can get an idea of how it all fits together. Perfect. Oh, and I'm missing the crown molding. I need to kind of zoom out a bit. I think my crown molding needs to be moved down, so I will do that. So let's go back, spacebar, click, M. Let's move that down on the blue axis, maybe an extra foot. Okay. All right. There you have it. Okay, so that is my exploded view, but I haven't created any scenes yet. So currently I have my exploded that I can toggle on and off, my exploded tag, and I have my assembly tag that I can toggle on and off. Okay, and I can have them both on at the same time. My dimensions I haven't done anything with. I'll do that in the next video. Okay, but let's go ahead now and create some scenes. We're going to create 2 scenes. One scene for my assembly view and one for my exploded view. So let's do the assembly first. So I'm going to hide my exploded. Now what you want to do, and here's the scenes button right there. Okay, you want to have this open, this play button, have it open, and I can create a new scene here, but don't create the scene yet. Get to where you want to snap to. So basically when you press the plus button, it's going to take a screenshot of your current screen. So you want to get the assembly view exactly where you want it to be. So like zoom in, kind of put it in the center of your screen, okay? Then press the plus for adding a scene, okay? Give it a second and it'll create the scene, okay? It'll create the view. So basically you're just creating a view and just rename it. You want to rename it because you're going to have a ton of scenes here. Potentially you could anyways. So let's call this assembly scene and press enter. Okay, so what does that do? Well, watch this. If I'm like somewhere else on my screen, right, and I press the scene button, okay, it'll take me back to my scene that I created. So I could be anywhere on the screen, okay, I can be anywhere. And when I press this, it'll take me back to that scene, okay, the exact screen that I had when I pressed the plus button. And what I suggest you do is click on the little gear and make sure you uncheck enable scene transitions. Unless like if your computer is powerful enough, here's what scene transition does. If I check that, watch. A scene transition will, instead of just snapping to the scene, it'll kind of like do like a video of it. So watch. Now I'm going to click the scene and you can see it kind of does, it moves into that scene that I created. By disabling scene transitions, I find that if your computer is glitchy at all, it just works better. So you can disable it, okay? All right, we created our first scene. So now you've got to establish the difference between assembly, or a tag, and a scene. A tag is simply to toggle on and off. A scene allows you to zoom back into focus whatever scene you created, okay? So let's zoom out, okay, and let's now create our second scene for our exploded view. So again, watch, when I press assembly scene, bam, it takes me back to that screenshot, okay, which is a neat feature. Let's zoom out, okay, and let's turn off the assembly tag, turn on the exploded tag. and let's create a scene. But first I want to zoom in to where I want this to be. Let's say right there. So go to your, make sure everything's in the center of your screen, zoom in so that as big as possible. Now that I'm ready to take a screenshot, I'm going to press plus, give it a second, and it'll create the scene, and we're going to call this exploded scene, and press enter. And there you have it. Okay, the first part of this video was to create 2 tags. Well, we created all our tags, but we only worked in 2 of them, exploded and assembly, and we created the scenes for our assembly in our exploded view. Okay, so what does that mean again? Is I can toggle on and off my tags, okay, and I could be anywhere on my screen, and when I press exploded scene, notice it won't even show me the assembly, because when I created this scene, I had hidden the assembly, right? So when and now watch, I'll press assembly scene, and it'll take me right to my assembly scene. So pretty neat, pretty neat. I'm going to stop this first video here, and we are going to work on our dimension layer, or I keep saying layer, dimension tag and dimension scene in the second video.